Okay, continuing on then. Each quiz question is worth 1 point, and the chapters have varying number of questions that are multiple choice or true or false. Most quizzes are 20 questions with an hour time limit. All right, so you have just an hour to take the quiz, 20 questions in the quiz. The difficulty here is if you do miss a lot of questions, that can be kind of a problem. And also, I believe they are set so that you can take 2 attempts. That might be a little bit different from what's in the syllabus there, but you can take 2 attempts of the quiz. The only thing is that when you do take that second attempt, usually you get a whole different set of questions. There are enough questions in the pool that you have a bunch of different questions in there so that you might have 20 completely different questions. There's not a lot of overlap. Anyway, for discussions, you post one initial response for each discussion board topic and reply to a minimum of 2 classmates' responses. And then make sure those responses are original and substantive. A discussion week is defined as Monday through Saturday. And try to make your initial post due by Wednesday at midnight, and reply to a classmate is due by Saturday at midnight. And replies, it should say, to classmates. And then let's see, yeah, says substantive and appropriate to the question, written in standard English and posted within the due dates. For the resources, you need to learn some important tools and keys to conducting research. And so the city certification, which will be due next week, is something that you have to submit. It gives you some training for doing research according to ethical guidelines. Then there is a research activity, and we'll talk about that later as the time of that assignment approaches. Conduct a research activity that is part of an ongoing research project. There is a letter of consent that you're going to write a letter of consent to your identified population seeking permission as well as to inform of potential hazards, and then you're going to evaluate a research article. That will come at the very end of class. And then one major part of your assignments in this class is going to be a research proposal. And so each research proposal element is outlined in the Dropbox in D2L, and also some of them refer to the book, where there are parts of the book where the research proposal assignment is as well. So take a look at those, make sure you thoroughly understand those. They generally are written out to be pretty well understandable. So that's one thing to be aware of. Also, if you are unsatisfied with the grade you received on an assignment that you handed in on time, you have the opportunity to improve the assignment based on instructor feedback and hand it in again within 1 week of receiving feedback for another review. Although with the summer class, again, this is less of an opportunity for you because many things are due at the very end of the semester and those don't count. You cannot submit things that are due at the end. Resubmit things that are due at the end. If you hand in an assignment late, it does not give you this option to resubmit. So be careful about that. As far as assignments due, they're due on the scheduled date and time. Without prior arrangement or documentation, late assignments receive a 15% penalty for the first week after they are due, and acceptance of assignments that are more than 1 week late is up to the discretion of the instructor. And I'm going to tell you right now that I won't likely accept anything that's more than a week late in this class because of this accelerated time frame of this class. We only have 10 weeks. If I let assignments go late, many of the later assignments will build upon that assignment. And so if I let it go late, then there are some real problems with that, and especially in your research proposal area. So be careful, be careful. Don't submit things late for this class, or else you will likely have some real problems completing the class. All right, so that's the syllabus. Let's go back to our presentation now and just talk a little bit about D2L and the course structure and some of the ways that you can work through the course now. So this is our course home. Actually, nope, this isn't our course home. Hold on. When you go to D2L, I can go back here. When you go to D2L, you'll find this is our course home. And all of the activities that you need to do for a given week, now it's outlined in 10 weeks, all of the activities that you need to do for a given week are under this content tab right here. And if you click on this content tab, you'll see a certain week, May 23rd through the 28th, May 30th through June 4th, June 6th through the 11th. and so forth. And you'll see a topic as well, May 23rd through 28th, Introduction to, Educational Research. So that's the topic for this week, and these are the activities that you need to complete each week. I'll get a student view so that you can see it more like what you will see. Okay, and so these are the things that you need to do, and you basically just complete the first one at the top here, and then the next one, and the next one after that, and then that one, until you finish all of the activities for the week, finishing here with Chapter 2 quiz. So for May 23rd through 28th, these are all the activities you need to do, and you start here and complete one after the other. You'll have a class syllabus you need to read. Read Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 from your textbook, and also review the slides that are a nice review of the chapter. And then you'll post on this class introduction discussion board, and then of course you'll also respond to 2 other students' posts as the week goes on. You'll look at this library instruction and take a look at watch some of these lessons about accessing the student library, the Northern State University Library, which will be vital for you to be able to access those things. And if you do have any problems accessing some of the library resources, do contact Lynn. She is available to help you so that you can get into the library and make sure you access those articles that you'll start to read next week for sure. Then you'll read, or not read, you'll, well, read and watch some learning modules. So you'll go through each of these learning modules and take the quiz, and make sure you go through each of those. Then you'll take the quiz on Chapter 1 and the quiz on Chapter 2. By the way, also, I forgot to mention that the quizzes, you can look at your book as you take those. So you have only an hour, it's 20 questions. Well, actually, it looks like the first quiz there, you have 90 minutes for 20 questions on it. But you have just that time to look through, so you will have to do the reading before you take the quiz, because there won't be enough time probably to look up every answer and do that. But you'll need to, but you can have your textbook available to you as you take the quizzes for this class. So that's what you're going to do this week. Once you're completed with everything on this list, then you are done with the week, but you do need to complete all these things by the 28th of May, and that means this Saturday. You'll need to be done with those by this Saturday night at midnight. And after that, you can start on May 30th activities when May 30th comes around, and you'll do the activities basically. Again, all the things are there. Notice though that at the end of next week there's a city certification, and that means basically that you'll have to go, that'll take a little more time. It'll take several hours to complete that one. So you'll have to go log into the city program, get an account set up, and complete the required modules that will teach you about ethical practices while doing research. Okay, so that's an introduction to the course in D2L. There are upcoming assignments. You'll have a discussion for this week that you'll need to complete. Many of you have already started with that, which is good. There are a couple of quizzes you'll need to complete this week. After reading chapters 1 and 2, there will be a quiz on each. And then next week, if not this week, read research study reports on your topic. And whatever topic that is that you're interested in. Some people have done it on many different things. The role of teacher mentors in helping teacher retention, or play therapy as a method for helping students or young children. Whatever your topic is, you have to be thinking about this. You have to think about what kind of a research topic do I want to do? What do I want to do a bunch of reading on and a bunch of research on? And then also the city certification, as I mentioned, that's due June 4th, and that'll be the end of next week. Now, just another warning. I've given you plenty of warnings, I think, but another one. This course is not easy. It is a lot of work. It's even more difficult than usual because of the shortened time frame that we have, and the lack of office hours, and the online nature of the course. But there's a lot you can learn. For instance, on the left there, we have a picture of a guy on a computer. You know, you can learn a lot of good skills for looking up information, finding good information sources on a subject that you have interest in to improve whatever practice it is that you have. So that's a very important part of this course, being able to find good information. And then editing that information and making that information work for your situation. And then finally writing the information, as the picture on the right shows. Writing the information out, having the information available, and digesting it into a format. And actually in this class, you're actually going to propose a research study of your own. I want to study this by taking a look at this population. I want to take a look at this population and I want to measure with these instruments. And I want to find out what the outcome is. And my hypothesis is that this will happen. So you're going to actually write your own research study as part of this class. You'll propose it. You won't actually implement it. You won't have to implement the research study, but you'll have to propose a good one. And it will have to be a quality one according to the types of things that you've been reading in your textbook and in the course materials. So that's a warning and a reminder and an introduction to our course. And I do hope that you have a good week this week. Each week I will make videos like this one. They won't be this long, but this one of course is longer because it's an introduction to the course overall. But each week I will send you out a video you'll need to watch that will introduce you to that week's activities and to remind you of the different upcoming due dates and assignments and activities. So get started, have a good week, and good luck to you.